மச்சி ஒரே ஒரு செகண்ட் மச்சி, ஃபோன் மட்டும் கையில வச்சுக்கிறேன்.
Yes, go do that. BTG. Hello, Rohit. So
Hello.
it's 2 Arsenal boys and 1 Barca boy. I think I'm gonna put myself in the middle. I don't know if that change actually is visible to the other party. I keep doing that every now and then. Boys, we are here for our UCL recap. Rejuvenized by this historic format proposal by Rohit, instead of heading into a lot of meta discussions about when United will win a trophy or how long we should Arsenal should stick with Arteta. We are going to be laser focused, ironically like Arteta's game plan. So we are going to go section after section. We'll cover that. Of course, there is always room for freewheeling, so feel free to do that. So very good UCL week, I must say. A lot of thrilling games, a lot of close calls, and thankfully my team was not on the receiving end of a nail-biting defeat. So I can
They tried.
They really tried to pull a Barca. Unfortunately, Dortmund wouldn't have any of it. We'll get to all of that. Wait, is that the first game that we should cover, or did?
Yeah, we should cover that first.
No, I think we should go by order. Didn't Madrid and Atalanta happen first? One day before?
Sure.
We'll talk about that because I did waste a lot of time watching that game. Hoping
maybe you
that
could do a quick recap.
Yes, I'll do that. So the scoreline is Atalanta 2 and Real Madrid 3. And I should say Madrid thoroughly deserved that win. It's just insane how anytime there is something on the line, this Real Madrid team knows how to show up and get the 3 points or get going to the next round. You can hate the club all you want, especially for somebody like me who's a Barca fan, but credit where due. They knew what the task was at hand and they went about their business as usual. Atalanta really took the game to Madrid, and at one point it was 2-2, and it looked like both teams were gonna settle for a point, but as it usually happens, another late charge from Madrid. They even scored like 2 goals in 2 minutes and they put the game to bed.
Cool. Who's 2 stocks rising? I have one, but I'll let you go first.
Is it Lukman?
Yeah,
Absolutely,
Adamola
it's
Lukman.
Lukman.
Okay, I think we can all agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I
great
would love to have him at
performance.
Arsenal.
Same. I figured this is what we'd be bickering over.
No, I think I'm a little bit more reserved on him. He's really good. He's in flashes. I've seen that what he can offer Arsenal, but I'm not fully sold on him because I feel like there are other targets who can give us a more rounded person that Arteta probably looks for. But yeah, he was great. He made a great audition for making a step up to a bigger club.
I know, right?
So,
it's funny how 3 top wingers or hot left-wing prospects, they are all from Serie A at the moment. You have Quara and of course Leao. At least 2 of them are going to move on to bigger clubs, and both Barca and Arsenal are on the lookout for left wingers. Again, I'm not gonna make up my mind on one game, and you always have these prospects from Serie A and Bundesliga. They do really well one season and then they move to Chelsea for 75 million and it doesn't quite work out from there. So yeah, I'm gonna reserve my judgment until I see.
Rinse and repeat, Machi. That's what happens. Serie A players, when they go to Chelsea, they become the worst version of themselves. Rinse and repeat.
And then they go to Manchester United before settling at Inter Milan.
Correct.
Yes, Rohit.
Who's your second stock rising, Chris?
This guy, I hate it when it's from Madrid side, but it's their defender. I think it's Raul Asensio. That's the guy's name. And he actually didn't play much of the game. So he was a very late introduction. And sometimes I'm glad that Carlo is as stubborn as he is, because I've seen him in a couple of games and he definitely looks like the real deal. And given how Madrid is currently struggling defensively, he is a relief, I must say, for them. Yeah, definitely somebody to watch out for because he's already at Madrid. There is no point discussing big clubs coming for him.
True.
Any stock risings for you, BTG?
No, bro. I've seen Adamola Lookman play. So that is, I mean, he's really good. That's it. Yeah, his stocks are rising. Stocks
Yeah,
falling.
my second stock rising from this game was actually Brahim Diaz. He played really well.
Yes.
It's that Madrid midfield is stacked, and just trying to break through that in that game is, it's difficult, and I think he did a really good job. Excited to see more of him in the future.
Yeah, I just realized he's only 25.
Yeah.
I swear I've heard about him from the time when I was in high school. I don't know when he broke into Madrid. I know he's an academy player, he moved clubs, then he is coming back.
Another stock rising randomly is Dani Ceballos. He is still playing in Madrid's midfield.
Exactly.
How is this guy still in Madrid?
I know, right? So
And
that's the next
you know how horrible he was at Arsenal.
He was like a fidget
He played
spinner
for
at
Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on loan at
Yeah, he was
Arsenal for
he
like
was on loan
2
at Arsenal.
seasons.
2 seasons, bro. Almost there.
Wow. So he was there. So you were basically like praying for another Odegaard buy from Madrid, I guess.
I think that's what Arteta was hoping for.
Right.
But surprisingly, he's still like content with being like the 8th choice midfielder at Madrid.
I know, right?
He's still
So,
coming on in like important games. So yeah,
you have to
great.
give credit for Madrid here. You have Ceballos, there is Fede and Brahim Diaz, Lucas Vasquez. Fringe players, if you have them in any other team, they'd be fighting for obviously they won't get the playing time and they'd be pushing for moves. But somehow Madrid manages to keep them happy. And I'm actually envious of that because we have a good player without decent game time. Look at somebody like Christensen. I'm pretty sure he's going to leave in January or the summer transfer window. Or Pablo Torre is another good example of an up-and-coming midfielder. He's likely on the way out as well. Again, good job, Madrid. Yeah, what's next? Stocks falling?
Mbappe.
I don't think so. I don't think so because the last 2 games, I don't know how much of Madrid you've been watching. I've been calling this out for a very long time now. It's only a matter of time before it all comes together. And Mbappe was decent, I must say, but he did get hooked off sooner. And once Vinny came on, they look like a much scarier side. But like Rohit would say, Mbappe is inevitable.
That touch for the first goal, incredible. But stocks falling. Any from your side?
No, bro. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, I think stocks falling are, for me, like the scare factor of Madrid is definitely a stock falling. Not particularly in this game, but in general through this tournament. But they are Madrid. They have special juju in this tournament. I'll never count them out. But I'm not scared of them the way I would have been like 2 seasons ago. Other teams
that's
also.
A very good point. Yeah, it looks like because the teams that have figured out Madrid, be it Barca or Liverpool or Milan, they don't really have a lot common in their playing styles. The fact that every team can find out this Madrid defense is not encouraging for Madrid, to say the least. And I would probably add Carlo to that list. I'm pretty sure he's out the door in summer. Hopefully, he can just do enough. I have huge respect for him, by the way, but it's just the name of the game. Being a Barca supporter, I just hope he does enough damage before he moves on.
Be careful what you wish for. Xabi Alonso is probably
just
in
lurking around the corner. I know. All right, what's the other game? So the first day had another another blockbuster game in Leverkusen and Inter Milan. And I honestly didn't watch the game. If one of you did, we can talk about it.
No, bro, I didn't
I was
watch.
just surprised by the result, but I didn't watch the game. But it's a good, interesting result. Inter suffering their first defeat in this Champions League tournament. So that means Liverpool are the only ones who won all of their games and are still, of course, unbeaten. Yeah,
Actually,
it
I
kind of.
would say one thing here. Inter were supposed to get their first defeat against Arsenal. They got so lucky. They better pray that they don't face Arsenal in the knockouts further. They better pray.
Yeah, bias aside, I agree with that. Arsenal got footballed in that game. Inter got like a lucky penalty, which you will never see it given in the Premier League. It's always given in the Champions League. 1-0 narrow defeat. I think Arsenal did really well in the second half of that game, but let's not go there.
Yeah.
If we meet them again, I'll say this: I don't think as an Arsenal fan I'm scared of any of the teams in this tournament other than Liverpool, Bayern, and Barcelona.
God, it feels good to be taken seriously in Champions League again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes me
No,
back.
Okay,
I mean, no. See, I mean that is one major light at the end of the tunnel for Arsenal fans here, because Champions League teams have started taking Arsenal seriously. It's not like it's not like where we get go to round of 16 and get steamrolled by Inter, get steamrolled by Milan, 5-1, 5-1, get steamrolled by Bayern, and then and then get trashed by Barcelona 3-1 at Camp Nou, even after winning 2-1 at home. I mean, I've not seen those matches, but I know the stats by heart. So
Good for
yeah,
you. But let's keep this to the teams that we
Yeah.
are discussing.
yeah.
which
I
I
think
think
now.
let's move on to the next game, and I'll give you a quick recap of actually Arsenal Monaco. I mean, it was a
Nicely
really
chosen
good game.
Arsenal boys. I have to live with it because nobody else would turn on now. It's 2 versus 1. I have to grin and
It
bear.
serves everyone right for not coming on the stream. So
Correct.
I think it was a really good game. Arsenal really should
Why
have
am I the
been.
one being punished for somebody else
Yeah.
not showing up?
Yeah, game ended 3-0. Arsenal should really have put this to bed in the first half. They had a lot of chances. It should have been like 4-0 at the end of the first half. Jesus missed a chance. Odegaard missed an open chance.
Jesus
I think
missed 2
Martinelli
one-on-ones.
missed one. Yeah, 2 1-on-1s. The second one was arguably much harder. The first one he absolutely should have scored. But I think overall it was a great performance. 3-0 is a fair reflection of the scoreline, though I would have it really should have been that at the end of the first half.
It should have been 6-0, 7-0 overall. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Monaco came alive in the first 20 minutes of the second half. They gave Arsenal a lot of trouble, but again, it was just more of, Arsenal not having enough possession and control, but Monaco never really threatened the Arsenal goal. Arsenal's defense was very resolute, even though they were playing a 18-year-old Miles Lewis Kelly as left back, who was making his Champions League debut. Kivior was playing instead of Gabriel, who's injured.
Really sounds like the name of a high school student who is on his way to the prom to propose to his crush in every Hollywood.
He
He is
probably
a high
did
school
over the
student.
weekend. Who knows? He is a high school student. So
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's 18 years
Yeah.
old and he probably did that over the weekend. True.
So yeah, and Thomas Partey at right back. I think Arsenal finally got to see a Rice, Odegaard, Merino midfield, which I think a lot of Arsenal supporters have been wanting to see since the beginning of the season. And honestly, for the first time in a long time, the left-hand side of the attack looked really good. So I can't wait to see what we do when we add Calafiori to this attack. So I'll give you my 2 stocks rising from this game. The first one, Miles Lewis Kelly, as we mentioned, incredible performance on his debut. He set up Jesus for the first goal. Beautiful. He held off the presser and then made a great pass to Jesus, who set up the first goal. My second stock rising. There are many, but again, it's Saka. He had 3 chances the whole game. He ended up with 2 goals and an assist. He's just hitting new heights every single game. It's a bit of a
Yeah, I
cheat
know
code
you said
to call him.
Mbappe is inevitable, but Saka is really knocking on the doors for that
Yeah,
tag as
every
well.
time I feel like, he's hit his ceiling, he just unlocks something new. It's just incredible to watch this in real time, and it's also very satisfying to know that he doesn't have like like Cesc Fabregas with Barcelona DNA or something. He doesn't have something like that. He has Arsenal DNA. He's been at the club since he
He's
was like
through and through. He's
7 years
Arsenal through
old or
and through.
something. So that's his home. So it's incredible to unlock someone of that caliber who's Arsenal through and through. So yeah, those are my two stock risings. PTG, any two
My
stock
stock,
risings other than that?
yeah, my two stock risings are number one, Jakub Kivior. Man, what a sweet ball to Jesus. That was defensively solid, and that ball to, I mean, Jesus, it is criminal of Jesus not to finish that. Uh, I mean, I was yelling all sorts of expletives when Jesus missed that one. That sweet ball deserved an assist, bro. I'll be very
Yep.
honest with you. I
Yeah,
mean, that was
incredible.
too good. Yeah. And
Your
the
second
other
one?
stock rising for me is, I would say, this guy. Oh my God, I forget his name. The guy who played Declan Rice. I mean, Declan Rice as a
Oh my
defensive
God.
midfielder. Yeah,
Get
it
off the
just didn't
stream
come
right
to
now.
his name didn't come to me. I mean, Declan as a defensive midfielder, we saw him at number 6 today, and man, oh man, he was so good. And by the way, since we are live today, I just want to add one more thing here. It is Santi Cazzola's birthday today, so I've never seen Santi
Nice.
Cazzola play.
Hmm.
I've never seen Santi
Oh,
Cazzola play, but
magic.
hopefully, yeah, hopefully we have someone in our Arsenal lineup who can play the way Santi Cazzola is, and so Santi Cazzola did, and hopefully win us trophies.
Yeah. Only one who's even that close to that
Is it
close to
somebody
that
who
level.
plays like Santi Cazorla, or is it somebody who wins trophies? You can't have both, by the way.
We want both.
Well,
I mean,
I
Santi
think the
Cazorla has
person.
won 2 FA Cups. Santi Cazorla single-handedly won an FA Cup. So
Yeah, he
Oh
did.
no, the Mickey Mouse of English football.
No, that's the League Cup. That's the one that
yeah,
Liverpool keeps
Carabao
winning.
Cup. Yeah,
Yeah.
Liverpool and
So
United keep
no,
winning.
I think actually on that note, I think the closest person to Santi Cazorla in the Arsenal team right now is actually Leo Trossard.
Even
He
I
has the
felt that
same
way.
level of ambidex. He's ambipedal, and
Ambipedal,
he
yes.
has like great cross control. But to hit Santi Cazorla's level, it's just almost
And
impossible. He is
he also
probably
apparently has
probably
the same shirt number.
yeah.
He also
I
apparently
think
has the
Santi
same shirt
Cazorla is
number. Yeah.
19. Santi Cazorla is my favorite Arsenal player of the Emirates era. I just loved watching him.
Fair
So
enough. All right, stocks
stocks
falling
falling.
down.
Stocks
I
falling.
think we
Yeah.
are you both of you just ended up answering that when you answered who stocks rose. I'm
No,
guessing Jesus and all
no.
this
I think
slander the
act-
Xmas Mount is
actually for
called
me
for.
the stocks falling aren't Jesus.
Hmm.
He's not one of my stocks falling. My stocks falling. One of them is Alex Zinchenko. Oh, Alexander Zinchenko. MLS, Miles Lewis Kelly does everything that Zinchenko does at that left back role, but he's physically more robust and more defensively aware. So I think Zinchenko, I don't see him at Arsenal beyond the end of the season. I still think he has a lot to contribute till the end of the season, but I think it's
That's a
curtains for him.
shame because
Yep.
he could be one of those game changing players. I've seen him play at City a lot, and I don't think he has ever hit that level for you.
Yep. He I think the only season he has was the 22-23 season. After that, it's been, a bunch of injuries.
Downhill.
And he always has that one mistake in the game that could cost us the game. And I think that's the thing that Arteta doesn't want, which is why he bought Calafiori. And Miles Lewis Kelly has really stepped up there. He'll definitely, I think his future is more as a 6 or an 8. But for now, he's a very, very capable left back. My second stock falling is not Jesus. It's actually Raheem Sterling. Champions League game, dead rubber, 3-0. He's still not able to make it onto the pitch. And I get it. I'd rather give Ethan Nwaneri minutes over Sterling. But man, he was brought to be the game changer. And, during his intro videos and all, he was like, I'll show you what I can do. But, it was sad. Anyway, those are my two stock followings. We can quickly do that for BTG and then move on to the next game.
Yeah, I'm gonna
My
give BTG 1. I'm assuming the other one is Jesus.
Yeah, the other one is Jesus. The other one is Martinelli. Actually, man, he was so poor yesterday. Like, I mean, I've
He could have
never
been sent
seen
off.
Martin. Yeah, I mean, he could have been
If it
sent
was the
off.
Premier League, he would have 100% been sent off.
Yeah, Martinelli was
Yeah,
poor, piss poor last night, and I mean, he deserves to up his game. The first thing that Martinelli needs to do is put your head up while you dribble, bro. For God's sake, do that.
Funny you should bring that, but Martinelli cannot do that. There are some players who just cannot do that, and like in football basics, it's taught that the best dribblers are the one who have their eyes up, and that's why I still think Martinelli still relies a lot more on pace and close control rather than dribbling and beating players one on one as such. But if it's that much of an inconvenience for you people, we would gladly have him at Barca. I keep telling this week in
yeah.
and
No
week
way.
out.
I'm not close to even giving up on Martinelli. I think it's just all in his head. He can be coached.
Exactly.
My only thing is that 2 seasons ago, Martinelli and Saka were roughly at the same level. Now Saka looks like, they were both, boys playing on the wings. Saka looks like a man now. He's grown up in maturity. He's like, yeah, I'm him. He knows how good he is. Martinelli still seems like a boy. And I think it's something that can be coached. He's been getting into good positions, but there are some things that he's not as good at doing. And I think he should focus more on his strengths, and his strengths lie closer to the box. So he needs to find his way to get into the box, to get off shots from inside the
Yeah,
penalty box.
but
So that's it
if
for him.
history is anything to be believed in, I don't think Brazilian players can really be coached. I honestly can't think of any top player from Brazil who was once bad and then they were coached to become the superior player. It's usually the other way around. I think with that, I'm going to move on to my club because I have a certain Brazilian that I need to talk about as well. But yeah, let the stock keep falling and we'll buy it on the low.
Who
Hopefully,
you mean to say Martinelli?
yeah, I would
No
have him
way.
any
We
day.
ain't selling, bro. We ain't selling because we've not given hope. We've not given up hope on him yet. So we ain't selling.
Okay, good for you, I guess. All right, Barcelona versus Dortmund, and first of all, we were lucky to get away with 3 points. We looked on the back foot. Quick recap of the game. But this was proper UCL open football. Both the team had a ton of chances. It should have been like 4-4 or 5-5. It easily could have been. And both the teams at different points were very wasteful in front of the goal, hence the scoreline. And it was 2-2 with only a few minutes to go. I was pretty sure that's how it was going to end up, with Barcelona dropping it under lead in recent times. Even though the game was at Dortmund, you don't always expect to get away with 3 points. We thought we had done that only for Dortmund to come back into the game. But thankfully, of all people, somebody who is usually on the red side of things, if stock market speak is allowed, turned up for us. Ferran the Shark Torres with 2 quick goals off the bench, and you just have to include him for your stock rising. There is no two ways about it. I've been extremely critical of him, but I'll also throw in this caveat. Roughly 2 years ago, when Ferran was struggling, just like how he did until last week, um, he was played in the left wing. In general, he has very good games when he's played on the right. He doesn't have the pace, he doesn't have the dribbling skills to beat players at right back. I don't know why every coach tries to do that with him, but this time he came on as a replacement for Lewandowski, and he actually looked like the player he was at Valencia. He's very good at beating the defenders. He is your wily, annoying customer. He knows how to make those runs. But we were very lucky that he also had that finishing in him this week. So we got away with 3 points. We did not deserve to. Let's be honest. Which brings me to people whose stocks are falling and falling really fast. Frankie De Jong, he has overstayed at the club by 3 years now. Uh,
3 years. Oh
Media
my,
hates him, the fans hate him. Uh, Sometimes he is scapegoated, but a lot of times he warrants the criticism he gets. He was the game changer for Dortmund last game. He came on just very reckless in possession, a lot of misplaced passes, and to Rohit's point, right? So this is also my philosophy in general in football. I don't want players who can have 9 out of 10 performances one week, but it could just easily be 3 out of 10 on another week. Just give me solid. Even if you're a 7 on 10, I would take that any day. This is also why I love somebody like Rafinha or even somebody like Griezmann. I know he didn't work out, but these players, they don't have bad games. They have very good games or they have mediocre games. And players who can end up costing games, I've never been a fan of them at all at Barca. And FDJ is a strong candidate for that. And another one is Kunde. He has like 2, 3 man of the match performances, and then the next game he just loses his head. He'll be at right wing when the opposition is in, you know, right in his right back position, and he doesn't even know until the opposition goes back celebrating the goal, right? So he, I the fact that I can't recall if he had a good game or bad game because it just fluctuates every game. That says so much. And I'm gonna throw in one more because I only used up one of my stock rises. That would be none other than Iñaki Peña. Again, very solid. He actually outperformed more than what anybody expected out of him, especially in the big games against Madrid and Bayern Munich. He actually saved our asses even in the last game, but he was responsible for Dortmund's equalizer here. Once again, very shaky. He doesn't know what to do with crosses coming in the box. Sometimes he um, charges too soon. Other times he doesn't go for it. Uh, I don't think he's cut out for a club at Barca. I'm very thankful for his services. And even though he has been saving our asses, I'm going to say that he will end up costing us games. And I don't want players like that at the end of the day.
okay.
Awesome.
Oh,
That's
by
an
the way,
interesting.
shout out to Dortmund's number 9, Guresi. He looks like the real deal. He had a brace, by the way.
Nice. Maybe we can move on to the last game. I can talk about the big
I
shock.
give you like 5 minutes of monologue on my club, and all you have to say is maybe we can move on. Damn, we need more player people.
I didn't watch the game, man. I didn't watch the game.
I didn't watch the game. Even
Fair enough.
I mean,
So, okay. That's why we need more people on the stream. Good coverage of people who have watched enough highlights. One highlights I particularly enjoyed watching was Juventus beat Man City 2-0. It's a surprise result, but maybe not that surprising given recent form, but I still thought that City had a bit in them to go and get a result, or at least not lose. But they lost comprehensively. The first half was pretty much, I felt like
toe-to-toe, yeah.
Juventus were going to score at any point. The second half, City had the upper hand for a bit, and then against the run of play, Juventus just scored and was over. Like after that, like there was no chance of a comeback, nothing. Like Man City are broken. They are broken. And
Haaland missed the
after
one-on-one.
five-
So yeah, Haaland
yeah,
missed the one-on-one. So stay humble.
He should have stayed humble, huh?
Yeah, you should stay humble.
I think that's going to become the catchphrase of the season. Like he just spoke too soon. Stocks rising for me. One from Juventus, Dusan Vlahovic.
Vlahovic.
Like
Oh man,
there was a
amazing.
point when he felt like he was like Arsenal were quoting him pretty heavily, but then he decided to go to Juventus, and his career was kind of floundering there. And he's
I
really
wonder
picked
if
up in
it
the
had
last.
to do with another aging winger coming in and then demanding the play style built around him, much to the detriment of this guy.
Who are you talking about?
He's talking about Anna. Anna அடிக்கிறாரு. He's talking about Anna.
CR7.
CR7.
Ah, At Juventus, yeah. Okay. I didn't know if I don't think he moved when Ronaldo was still at Juventus, did he?
They certainly overlapped, at least for one
Okay.
season.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, he was really good. You know, he is like a great profile. He attacks the ball. He's big, strong, fast. He's like very much, he reminds me a lot of a younger Harry Kane.
Uh, I don't think so. I
I
think
mean,
Harry Kane
Harry
is a
Kane is one of
lot
the
more
goats in my opinion.
Mm.
Not at that level, but his profile, his playing style reminds me of that. Let's put it that way.
He's more a Lukaku than a Harry Kane, I would say.
Yeah, maybe. I could also see that. My second stock rising is a little bit meta. I mean, I could give it to Locatelli. I could give it to even their goalkeeper. I think it's Di Giorgio. Gregorio. Di Gregorio, I think.
Yeah, Gregorio, sorry.
Yeah. But I am going to give it to Italian football in general. Like there was a period of like 10 years, like after the whole Calciopoli scandal happened, where Serie A was kind of like down in the dumps. They were not getting a lot of viewers and stuff. For the last 5-6 years, I've seen a real renaissance there. Inter making it to the finals. They are like killing it. I think this is great for football in general. So that's my stock rising.
Atlanta as well.
Yeah, I mean, Bologna, Atalanta, these are all tactically super sound teams. They're producing a lot of good talent. Yeah, I like really, I'm amazed at the renaissance of Italian football, and long may it continue. I'm really excited to see what they have in the next few
And
years.
the other thing about Serie A is that a lot of young coaches with brilliant tactical minds are coming up from Serie A.
Yep.
Especially, I want to talk about Thiago Motta. Man, he's good. Thiago Motta is good.
Okay.
Juventus manager. Inzaghi is still good, but again, I would say he's still not at Arteta's
I don't
level.
think
I'll be very
Inzaghi
honest.
is tactically sound. Mota, I mean, I'll admit I haven't really watched Juventus play, but knowing him from his playing days, of course, he's one of our own. He was always intelligent, right? So I'm not surprised that he's able to bring that tactical play to the game. By the way, Rohit, I went back and checked Vlahovic's stocks because I wanted to kind of, actually, to be honest, catch you based on one of performances, but it turns out he actually has like 10 goals and 2 assists from 18
Yeah,
games
he's
this
been
season.
doing really good.
Oh.
Yeah,
4
he's been
goals in
doing
5
really good.
games
That's what I was saying.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
so it was
fantastic.
not a one-off performance.
Yeah, I do think that the boat to him coming to Arsenal has sailed a little bit because I think Arsenal have different needs, but it could still happen depending on who our Gabriel Jesus replacement is.
I wish we send him off in January.
Do you have any stocks rising from this game? Did anyone watch the game?
I saw the highlights. Obviously,
I saw the score and I wanted to make sure that.
No, obviously, Vlahovic. That first goal was so well created, and I mean, Vlahovic was very good. And shout out to Juventus' centre backs. I mean, they did pretty well last night. Both of them, I don't remember their names, but again, they were very instrumental in Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva had a very good chance. He was almost almost into an open net, and there was this last ditch tackle by Juventus's left centre back, and the ball goes out for a corner. Man, that was good. Yeah. I mean, proper Italian Serie A clubs defending for their lives, man. That is beautiful. I like that. I love that.
I don't think we really need to go into stocks falling for this particular fixture because
I do have stocks falling. I have very specific stocks falling.
Okay, if it's not Pep Guardiola or Haaland,
it's not.
You have something really refreshing.
I do have. I think stocks falling. Big one is Phil Foden, Player of the Year, Player of the Season. Phil Foden. He didn't even come on in this game.
Bench, bro. His heat map is on the bench.
Yeah, he's talked about in the media as like the savior of English football, and now they're doing the same thing to Cole Palmer. But really, he doesn't show up in these big games. And I mean, to be 2-0 down, supposed game changer. He was a game changer. Like, he had some really good goals that basically won City the title last season. He's not even able to make it to the pitch. That's quite incredible to see the turnaround in his fortune. So that's my one stock falling. The other one is just like Man City's recruiting. They missed the boat on getting good players in the last window, and they sold off like Alvarez, and now they have like such an aging squad that it's just surprising for a club that's usually well run to see their drop off just because of bad recruiting. I mean, I could take one-off results as, being football. That happens. Consistently bad performances, they're not going to get. I don't think they're going to turn it around anytime soon either. There seems to be nothing that, seems like an explanation. Like, for example, like other clubs, you can say, okay, they have injuries and stuff. There's nothing like that. It's just all they do have injuries, but who's coming in and saving them? I don't see it happening. So that's my other stock falling from this game.
Yeah, true. And just one last point before we end it. Man City, they were wrong. I mean, they are not even able to press properly because of their aging squad. Like, I mean, they signed Gundogan back. I mean, that was the most stupid thing that they could have done in the transfer window. I'll be brutally honest.
would argue with that because he was one of
ironically, he had a really good.
players.
He was one of their bright sparks in this game.
I mean, in general, this season.
No, I'm saying in general, he was very good for Barca. And I was pissed off that we let him go because he was too honest and he was not Catalan. So if you are a German and you say the things that he did, you're not allowed to play for Barca. But I think this is just your hindsight bias talking. Everybody expected Gundogan to fit in seamlessly. They have just been unfortunate all round, I would say.
No, it's not about the profile I'm talking about. Gundogan is 33, right? So you sign a 33-year-old player on a free transfer. It doesn't work out. I mean, it's like signing Ronaldo in United, signing Ronaldo in 2021.
Nah, I think you're being too critical on Gundogan here.
I think it's also like it's not just Gundogan. I mean, he's fine. I think he's great. He's on the older side of the age curve, which is, I mean, time takes its toll on everyone, right? But you have a midfield of like Gundogan, and then you have like Rico Lewis is good, but I don't think he's elite. And then you have also an aging Kevin De Bruyne, and you can clearly see he's playing through some pain. He's just playing because there's nobody else. It's just leading to a bad combination. I could give another very specific stock falling, which is Jack Grealish. Nobody talks about how big a failure this guy has been. 100 million. Yeah. And nobody criticizes City for like a flop transfer. Like, people jump on United and Chelsea and Arsenal or any of the other clubs for having like failed transfers. Someone of this magnitude, the expectation that was that he would make a step up from Aston Villa in his form and performances, but he just hasn't. And it's quite shocking what City are able to get away with, just because they say the thing like, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. That's basically what's happening in City.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's my big stock falling. It's
good discussion,
quite
boys.
Shocking.
Yeah. And a lot of what you said, hopefully it remains valid next week as well. We should come back again. We will. Monday night.
From PL stream, is
games. Yeah. Sorry?
PL stream on Monday night?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the Manchester derby, right?
Of course.
That'll be a good game.
We'll be there no matter what.
I think the funniest outcome would be for Manchester United to finally get some points and take it off City. It'll be the funniest outcome for everyone.
So we're all rooting for United, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I hope we get a win against Everton, because these guys were troubling us at home last year in the last game of the season. So we have
Arsenal fans rooting for Manchester United. I've seen everything. All right, take care, gentlemen. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, good morning and good night and good morning, bro.